Yes. Welcome again. Welcome everybody to Only Murders discussed on this podcast. We have Henry over here. Oh no, no Seb again. I don't know. I think he's tie-dye guy over here. I don't know.
Yeah, gonna start opening an investigation on him and see what's going on. Start a second podcast for this podcast to figure out what it is.
Only Seb discussed on this podcast. All right. So Sebastian was last seen. But today we are discussing Only Murders in the Building, episode 4. The Sting, as they say.
The puns.
Oh my lord! Yeah, the puns won't stop. Don't worry. They'll continue this whole episode. Don't worry. I'm sure we're gonna have a pun meter like the last one. Going on over there in the corner. But as y'all know from the last episode, we spoil everything in this specific episode. Nothing ahead. The only thing that is discussed, other than that, is previous episodes that we have details now because of the episode going on at the moment. So, shall we get into it? Last time, if you didn't know, Winnie, she was not looking so good there. Yeah, looks like Oliver's like, I don't know. Sting was the last one to interact with her.
Just dog away from me.
But we start with this narrator woman. Where I'm gonna assume she's like a podcaster. She's like kind of like, hello, all right, check, Mike, hello, let's get in there. Justin, let's get in there. She basically, goes in this little spiel about, second chances, and that's going to be a revolving thing going on, second chances. It's a common theme in this episode, I would say. We cut to Charles looking all over the place, for our possible suspect. He's like, wonder who it is, looking at the board. Like, We, and then see he's putting X's over Evelyn over there on the two to make sure she's dead over the eyes and two over the legs. He took the legs with him. He's like, got to call back to the last episode somehow. Yes, and you know, I guess we know the cat's dead, so the cat's out. Not a possible suspect. But Charles, he opens up that little Happy Valentine's Day gift card, little card there. It reads no mushy stuff, but you're my favorite. Oh, go. Lucy, huh? Lucy. Who's Lucy? I wonder.
Yeah,
Who is this Lucy one? I don't know.
seems like he misses her.
We keep hearing about Lucy, from the beginning, to here to there. He keeps, kind of, pushing it off, but, we'll learn who Lucy is a little later on, Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. Not I Love Lucy, but, you know. But we cut to Charles with his, we'll call him Looney Tunes friends.
Oh yeah. It's like, are you okay? Like, do you need to see a therapist? Because there's a therapist in the building, and he takes Venmo.
I mean, these two are over here looking like goddamn characters in Silent Hill 3. They're like bothering him like the bunny. They're like, hey there, Charles. How you doing? Bugs and Porky are over there like, I don't know what you want. I don't need to hear it, man. Come on, get out of here. And Bugs is loudly like, chomp. But yeah, it looks like he's got his own little hallucination. Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig. That's a little interesting to see right there. Kind of creepy, actually. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was creepy. It's like what the because you're not ready, you're not expecting it, and you just see him pop up, and it's just like not saying anything, just looking at each other.
I just remember the first time I watched, I was like, oh,
It's like,
Jesus,
yeah, it's like, what is that about?
the hell is going on over there? But yes, we go back to our mystery woman. She's going, who doesn't love a second chance? So we're assuming that the revolving theme is, a second chance. Our character's getting a second chance. Maybe in life, maybe in the case. What it is, we don't know yet, but there'll be a second chance for whatever it is. But Oliver's rushing to the door. He's like, all right, All right, all right, all right. Well, what's going on? What's going on with Winnie? Will, what's going on, man? Well, we don't know yet because it's like, okay, cut. We're gonna go over to Mabel. She's trying to figure out the fuck is this GM? Is it General Motors? I don't know. She's got it on her calendar though. She's like, I don't know. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna get there. And she goes to go pick up some shit. Oh, the phone's ringing. Oh, we cut over here to Charles. Oh no, his phone's ringing too. All right, guys. The the killer came for my family. Love Oliver. Yes, it was typed in all caps.
That was such an Oliver thing to do because it was like he was technically correct where he did come for his family, but it's also just like was extremely dramatic way to express that your dog got poisoned. Like,
And then literally goes, love Oliver. So casually just ending it with, signing off as if it's a walkie check or something. And then we go to the theme, the classic little theme, the blah blah blah, all that good stuff over there. But Charles and Mabel enter Oliver's room, concerned, like, oh, they in their mind they think,
yeah, like what happened? Like your son or something? Like something happened to your ex? Like what's going on?
and then Oliver's like, they poisoned Wingy, and they're both like, okay, well, I guess she's family, all right.
Yes.
And then to make matters worse, Oliver is like having the audacity to go, they're getting close to the leader, and Charles is like, really? You think you're the leader over here?
What do you think? What are we doing then?
I guess Oliver's like, I'm doing all the work. I'm getting the podcasting. Apologies, folks. I'm getting used to this microphone over here. The podcast is about to end. Like Oliver's about to end. But Oliver's like, yeah, they're getting close, man. But well, we could be killed too. But Oliver shares, the end in the podcast, or I end you. So Mabel just reassures, like, whoever this is, they have to be the killer of Tim, also as well. Why would they be poisoning the dog for like no random reason? Obviously they're listening to the podcast. So
Yeah.
let's layer out our suspects and figure it all out. And Oliver immediately goes to, all right, guys, listen, I'm crazy. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but what if Sting of that's not showing up. All right, I'll just have to tell you, the police, what if he did it? And Mabel goes, you mean the guy from U2? Obviously, Charles and Oliver are like, you're joking, right?
Who raised you?
No, not the guy, from Bono, not, no, 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 no. Two different white dudes. Come on, calm down here. No, it's the police over here. Calm down. And Mabel tries to brush it off, like, oh, I know who the police are. And like, nah, no, you don't, no, you don't. But although she does actually know, because she then brings up, every breath you take when they bring up lyrics from specific songs, like, I don't know, that's not really a love song there, Oliver. It's kind of a stalker song,
I
Kind of sounds
mean,
like, I don't
there's
know.
a lot of older songs that are like that, where they're like, "This is romantic." It's like, have you actually read the lyrics and actually thought about it? Because when you do, it's kind of creepy, depending on if you're the man or the woman or the stalker and the stalky.
Well, in this sense, it's like, Prince is like, I'll be following you. It's like, if the tables were turned, that would be a little weird,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's public knowledge, at this point. Like, that song's a little weird now. I don't think we want to listen to that song anymore. But yeah, Mabel suggests, he might be a kind of a killer. I don't know. Maybe Oliver's not so crazy. I don't know. So Sting is obviously the suspect as of right now. But even Charles is like, come on, man, calm down. Yeah, I know you want a celebrity, but he's not a killer. Like, calm down. He's not a killer. But then there's some evidence presented here. Like Mabel's like, oh shit, Sting lost millions of dollars in an old firm. That's the one that Tim worked at. I guess we have a motive here, don't we?
He got fired too.
Fuel to the fire. Tim got fired from his old job for what we learned from Howard, and that's the firm that he worked. Oh wow, it's all connecting now. We're getting
Connecting
actual
the
evidence.
dots.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't like stop to like connect the dots.
I know.
Show.
It is Sting.
I was thankful they didn't do that. I'm like, okay, all right. There's none of that shit going on, but
The red yarn.
Cool. Switch over here to the next page. Charles. I don't know. He's like, oh, looky here. Sting was one of the few people there the night that Tim got murdered. And also one of the people who stayed when the alarm was on. Isn't that kind of suspicious? I don't know. Kind of weird. Why was he just kind of just chilling there? But oh nope. Charles doesn't also let tie-dye guy off the hook. He's like,
Nope.
I don't know.
I was like, I don't. It's too colorful. I don't like it.
Tie-dye guy. He's like, no, I think I was there too. And Mabel and Oliver are both like, no, shut up. God damn it, we don't want to hear about tie-dye guy anymore. Shut up.
You're the only one who saw him.
But even Oliver like scolds Charles a little. He's like, how'd you not know it was Sting? How'd you not know that he was there? Well, Sting, I thought he didn't do nothing. Obviously, because we got to assume the celebrity's always innocent. We always got to be like, it's this person. Part of me wants to say a name right now, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that right now. But yes, Charles suggests this woman that he knows, Cynthia. Like, oh, we should go get her help. And Oliver's like, well, we have the same bakery. I know. I think that's that's the connection we're gonna have. I'm gonna go talk to her at the bakery. Charles is like,
Child's play.
nah. I'm gonna go talk to the neighbor. I can do better than that. Yeah, but we cut to Charles going, oh, technical difficulties there. We cut to Charles. He's like, oh yeah, hey, what's up there, man? How you doing? Get to the previous neighbor, that Charles talked to. We learn his name now. Finally, we go, hey, Arvin, how you doing? What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, it's just FaceTiming Lucy. She asked how you doing. Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Charles kind of avoids that. He's like, yeah, that's
Like,
cool.
oh,
All right,
yeah, okay.
Let's move on. Gotta talk to you about something else right now. I don't know. Can you kind of like do me a favor? Charles kind of like does like the old switch and bait game of like, that's cool. Can you do me a favor? You know Cindy Canning. Cindy Canning? Can you me out here? He needs to know her. And he's like, that was a long time ago. He's clearly like a little like,
Oh,
come on, man. I thought we were just talking.
You ask me for favors. Like, I don't know if I can actually contact her. To be honest with you.
But then he does his little bravos. He's like pushes a little. He's like, come on, man. Do me a favor. We go back. All right. I'll pull my connections in. Get you some help. Charles kind of like, he gets a little curious at the door. He's like, so you say Lucy's happy, huh? Yeah, no, she's happy. Okay. So, all right, that's good. See you later. Everything seems to be going fine. Charles knows that Lucy's happy, He's getting his little connection on with the podcasting woman, as far as we know. Oh boy. Mm, mm. But then the group, they're getting all excited. They're in the elevator. And they're like, oh my God, we're fanboying. We're totally going to go meet this woman. Oh my God. And you could just see the excitement as they're like looking at all the posters and like, oh my God, we're in heaven here. So they finally sit down with Cynthia. They're like, all right, Charles, go. Before that, they're on the elevator and they're like, yes, Charles, I'm going to run the meeting. Mabel's just kind of like accepted it. She's like,
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm just here. I'm just
Oh,
here. Here for the ride.
Oliver just hasn't accepted it. He's like, oh no. But, he just kind of lets it slide, Oh well, but I gotta let her have myself, Little old Jan, she comes in again.
Yeah, the
And
sexy
this
bassoonist.
this time, he's not so brazos. This time, he's like, uh, uh, uh,
You don't got any more fun facts, do you?
oh no, how do I? Oh no, how do I talk to women? But he was like, was that you I hear there? Oh, I hear you there out there. Oh well, I'll hear you playing there later. They're doing a little switching game, kind of flirty game. She's like flirting back. He's like kind of flirting, and they're like, "Oh, you should ask her out. Go ask her out. Go ahead and do that." He's like, yeah, whatever. Mabel's just kind of mean, and she's like, "Oh, you got plenty of time. 70 is the new 40."
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you don't have to dig them that hard.
Mm,
He's all like, "Oh, you should be a little nicer." She's like, "Oh,
yeah.
I know you would like that, wouldn't you?"
Like you'll find another date, but sooner or later.
Oh yeah, I missed. You know, oh yeah, the bassoon puns. Good eye there. But oh well. Then they finally get up there and they enter Cynthia's room. They're like, "Oh wow, all these podcast achievements! Holy mackerel! Woo! We're actually seeing all these things live in person. Holy mackerel!" So they all get a little starstruck. And she's like, "Oh, come on, sit down. Let's all like chill. Let's talk about this." Oliver's clearly like, he's just like chuckling the whole time. And basically, she's kind of handling the whole conversation, except for Charles. He's the only one who's like, kind of like, I'm taking this seriously. I'm here. I'm the phone fully prepared, and the rest of the gang is like, eternally like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Oh no. But then we see that they there's like a whole operation going on here. We got Cindy going on over here, like, oh, we're gonna be bought for like $30 million and yada yada yada. And the other assistant over here that we don't even get the name of yet, she's like, oh, she got a Peabody Award back in like 2018 and 2020, and they're like,
Oh yeah, she made the Peabody joke, and then she like explained what a Peabody was, and it was just like we got the joke, like we got it, like.
it's like, okay, well,
We didn't.
no, we got the pun. But yeah, they're just like, we're oohing and on over here, and the group suggests, well, at first Oliver's like, he's like, well, we can't name who this person is, but we know that they did it. All right, okay, I'll tell you. It's Sting of the Police, and even Cynthia's like, kind of like, ugh, I don't, I don't know who that is. Although she clearly must know because she's instantly like, yes, can you give me a like a name over there? Can you give me that?
Oh yeah.
Can you help me? Give me a tagline over there. We shouldn't have suspected when we were entered the hornet's nest. We wouldn't escape without a sting.
And she did it in the voice too.
She's like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. But they ask advice like, how do we get him to like, admit to it? How do we do it? So Cynthia's like, well, when I went to go talk to the mayor, I came in with a turkey, like, here's a turkey, like, let me in, like, doing like a Trojan horse type shit over here. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
here's a turkey, tell me you admitted to murdering somebody. She suggests that they should find their own version of the turkey, and they're all like, so you sure it's a turkey though? And no, you gotta do your own version. They're like, turkey though, right? No, are you guys listening? No, a turkey. Turkey. But Charles is like, but how do we go in without making a mess now? No. You got to embrace the mess. That's where all the good stuff lives,
Yeah.
Yeah, so, they're on their way, and Charles puts the mess. Literally just embracing the mess, physically. He's like embracing the mess. Uh-oh, we look around. His Looney Tunes friends are back.
Oh no.
Clearly, no, we now know that this is a hallucination or some sort of like, thing going on. What, you don't think I can do it? Didn't you see what I did today? Now, I'll ask you this, Henry. Do you think that this is some kind of representation for Brazos, Charles having some kind of insecurity or something? Because this always comes up whenever he's like doubting himself. That's what I'm thinking. But what do you think?
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting that we didn't really see it earlier until like this episode. Because originally he had like the nosebleeds, when he was like really anxious. So it was interesting to see it substituted a little bit for the Looney Tune, for Bugs and Porky. So it seems like this is a little bit different than that. It's something like he reminds him of something stressful. It seems, I think we learn it later, but it's just like something is causing him stress, and it feels like it's something about him being alone because with the lady, the bassoon lady, the sexy bassoonist, and like them talking about dates and everything. He's like talking about, I live alone. He's always alone, and then every time he kind of mentions that, they kind of pop up as his little company.
It's like, oh yeah. Oh no. I'm scared. Oh no. But before Charles can even like, talk to those guys even any further, he's like, hell, what's this? I hear a bassoon over there. Uh-oh. He goes to the window. Oh, I hear a bassoon. So what does he do?
Was not the Korea.
He grabs his like little accordion and he's like, and they just start playing random shit in unison.
Mm-hmm.
They literally, I have the actual songs that they play here, which is crazy. Do you think I'm sexy? They play that together. As she's like sexily looking at him, like,
Exactly. She's
eh?
giving him the eyes, like,
Which I don't know how
and I
we
was
can
like, I
see
don't know
that
how
from down there.
exactly because you see how big that building is, and how big the courtyard is. It's like, how can you really see how she's looking at you? Like, it's pretty far away.
But he at least has a good laugh about it. He's like, oh, okay, all right, this is kind of funny. But they then start playing to each other, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," which was like the most funniest one to me. Like, what the hell is going on here?
It's like, is this? Are you still flirting, or are you just?
I guess they're still flirting because they play like the most random shit back and forth to each other, and it's so funny. It's a good scene. But then all of a sudden, like after they play back and forth to each other, this is the weirdest scene to me. This is the most unbelievable scene to me in the world.
Yeah, how exactly? She
She
teleport.
literally drops down. He's still playing. 30 seconds later, swings up a.
Yeah, she definitely teleported, And I'm just like, so she, you see, that's why I like to remind you how big that building is when they showed the courtyard and the fact that they were on opposite sides and not on the same floor. And she managed to go on the whole other side of the building, up multiple stairs, and handwrote that note and slipped it under his door while he was like in the zone. And I'm just like, no.
Oh no, it's the second time around watching this, I was like, no, there's no way. And then they had the audacity to be like, oh, this is a jam, by the way. No, we got that,
Yeah.
but I don't know how this woman literally ran. God, we're thinking too much. No, no, stop thinking. No. Then we cut to Oliver. He's on the elevator with Mabel. He's just like, I argued with this guy about hummus, and yada. Mabel's like, you have a very interesting way of eating things. Oh, but dips are an actual meal. Mabel obviously goes, no, it's not.
It's less cleanup. All I got to worry about is fingers and containers.
And she's like, that's gross. That really is unsanitary. Like,
yeah, the way he said that, was like, oh yeah, it was just fingers and containers. It was like,
no, don't do that. But yes, we got the buddy old Charles over here. He's preparing for his hot little date. He's going on like, yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm prepared. Oh no, you guys are back here, huh? At this point, he's had enough with them. He's like, fuck off. Get out of here. I don't want to see you. But Mabel and Oliver, they walk in like, all right, so let's figure out what our turkey is. He's like, oh, guys, do you not see me dressed up? Screw off. I'm going on a date here. They're like, oh,
oh,
okay,
okay.
all right. So you're going on a date with the bassoonist. Mabel just turns into like the mother over here, though. She's like, I have to approve these plans. And I'm like, I'm sorry. When did you turn into Charles's mother? You were like way younger. What the hell's going on here?
Just gotta make sure you don't get hurt.
But it's all good in love. Like she means well when she does it. But Oliver over here, he's just like he is suggesting the worst advice ever.
Oh yeah.
He is like, oh, wouldn't it be great, if you told this woman she looks great in slacks, and Mabel's like, stop.
Stop.
No.
Everything that he says, none of that.
No.
Not any of it.
He even is like, oh, if it's not on there, but no, nope, stop, no. Even Charles is like, okay, well, clearly I'm gonna listen to Mabel on this one.
Yeah.
Because no, that's bad. But yeah, he goes down there. We cut to him having dinner. Everything seems to be fine. Jan's opening up. She's like, oh, I had two childhoods. One where my parents were happy and like everything was great, and then I had an absent father and new half sister. Which the story has some plot holes that we're not fully learning. So it's a little interesting that she gets a little mad. Like, huh? So like how does this like dynamic work with the half sister? I mean, I feel like you're trying to explain it, but like, okay, all right, I'm not going to negate you opening up about your baggage. Okay, all right, but she loved to play the flute, and her sister took it away from her. Now she has her second best. The
Yeah.
bassoon.
She always comes second fiddle to people in her life. That was not planned, by the way. I just came up with that. It popped in my head, and I had to do it. I had to go for it. I had to go plus ultra and go for it.
I was thinking about it, but I'm like, no, no. I knew you were gonna say it. No, no. I'm not doing the puns. No. I did it last time. I'm not doing it again. No. But you
It was right there. It was just underhanded. I just had to go for it.
it's so hard to like be serious about this now. I broke myself. So then Charles let me gather myself. Ah, yes. Calm down. Relax. Let the little Looney Tunes go away. Let them go away. Charles asks her, "Oh, so is your you know, a bassoon, is it always meant to be?" And she gets a little giggle out of it, but you know, was your sister first sharing anything? And she kind of ignores that actually. She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. Oh, but I can't believe I told you all this information, which is like, huh. That's just interesting that you brought that up, that you're like sharing this information, but you're ignoring his question. That's just worth noting, for later, but whatever. Jan, she's a very interesting woman. She
Yeah.
apparently studied body language. She's like, oh, we are having all sorts of technical difficulties going on this episode. Whenever you do this, it's like, it's so comfortable, it makes me feel comfortable. And he was like, really? Yeah.
He's like squirming all in his chairs, like turning sideways and just like leaning back. It's just like, and
I
I'm
mean,
like,
conveniently anything she brings up, he's just like doing though. He's like, oh, really? Oh, okay. As he's clearly nervous. He's like, no, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. But if you put put them cross the table, you're okay. Oh, your palms out, okay. Which I didn't research any of this, if that's actually any true. I don't know. Somebody correct that if that's even true. Palms out, okay. Arms together, okay. I don't even know if that's actually true. I'm gonna assume it is, since this show has done a lot of research as far as like a lot of other stuff. So I would hope so. But Jan opens up to us about how she's always never anybody's first. Her ex never put her first. Literally, even bothers to tell Charles that. Oh, it starts off light. Oh, I can't order food first. That's whatever. That's fine. That's okay to share. But then she gets a little personal, like, oh, I couldn't even go pee first, which is like, that's a big red flag. So wait, you're telling me this dude was like, oh, no, 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 no. I gotta go pee first. Wait, so that implies that you have to go pee at any moment. I'm so confused in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is this guy like?
He's like waiting to like, oh, you got to go to the bathroom. I got to go to the bathroom first.
Just
It's like, were you holding that in?
I get the implication is that this guy was like, self-conscious or whatever, or something of that matter. But like, that's kind of a big red flag. Oh, I'm gonna go pee first. Oh my lord. Okay, whatever. But we learn out Jan has a therapist, which is like, huh? Okay.
Hey, self care. She's just got to try to take care of her own mental health. So it's good to be honest about that.
But that's good that she's being honest. Obviously in a serious manner. If you need to seek help, obviously I'm being legit here. Do seek therapy. Because therapy is very serious. We're not gonna have better help on here. But fuck them. They're not actually helpful in that matter. But I don't want to derail this any further than what we've actually discussed. But her therapist told her, we are driven to recreate the dynamic to our first wound so we can change the ending, which is like,
Oof.
damn, okay. That's a lot on a first date. Woof, indeed.
Yeah. Oof. I need a drink off of that one.
He's like, oh my god, hold on, let me get the sanitizer. God, that's a lot to take in there, Jan. Holy shit. But obviously Jan's been opening up, Charles has been kind of, he's like, oh, you keep going. She's like, all right, your turn.
Yeah. You share.
That doesn't go so well for Charles.
He's like, how do you like the cheese? You know, I have a pretty good life.
He basically he's doing these things where he's doing like those like lies you do on like a first date, like my parents they were great. Lie. Oh, my last girlfriend, she was nice. Lie. Oh, it ended well. I click X to doubt on that one, sir.
and X.
But Charles, he continues to avoid the subject as you already brought up, Henry. This cheese is great.
Yeah, his voice
Oh,
goes up a few.
nice. Jenna clearly sees through this bullshit. She's not happy. She's like, come on. Without even saying anything, I love it how she's just like, all right, come on.
Yeah, you can see it on her face.
Let it out.
Like
Oh no, I'm not hiding anything. I'm not hiding anything. No. I'm
I
innocent.
shared a story, multiple stories that were tough, and you just give me this lily white bullshit.
She's even being like kind of nice about it. She's like, oh, this is transactional. You're supposed to tell me something. We're sharing. We're being adults. But that that's how that works. Basically, if you feel comfortable, obviously.
Yeah.
And Charles lets it know that knowing that he's in the meanest way, obviously not uncomfortable. He's very uncomfortable with it. Like, oh, so it's time for me to tell you my red flags. I immediately was like,
Ooh.
ooh,
This date is entirely over.
no. In real life, that woman would have stormed off. No, you were not supposed to say that. No. Oh, I'm not keeping any secrets. Are you though? I feel like you are there, buddy. But obviously, our little narrator comes back in. Sometimes your second chances, they can be wrong. The date is over. Basically, the date is over. As far as we're concerned,
Yeah,
the date is all over.
Because the waiter comes back, is like, oh, would you like another? And Charles like, yeah. And she's like, no, I'll take the rest here.
I like how he tries to do the fake confidence thing. He's like, yeah, and she's like,
No.
I'm done. We're out.
Tell me I have baggage, but only a little bit of baggage. Not a lot of baggage, but just a little bit of baggage. It's just like, I don't want to hear that.
No. Never do that on a first date there, folks. Go on Tinder. So all my red flags are but Oliver comes over, he's like, hey, we're we're gonna go with a turkey. It's oh, you all right there, buddy, Charles? No, they didn't go well. But at first, Oliver's even like, "Oh, she in the other room. Wait, hold on, Oliver. If you knew she was in the room, why the fuck did you even like stay?
I
Just
know.
leave."
He
That's just
didn't
a weird thing to
care.
bring up.
He didn't care. He was like, I'm gonna get this done first. Then he's like, oh crap, I forgot about this. It's pretty much asking for permission.
He's like, "Oh, can I like stay? I don't even care if she's here." Oh, well, no. All right. Well, and Oliver just quickly moves on. He's like, all right, we're gonna continue on this. Well, it turns out, Sting is moving. He's gonna get out of here. He's like, I'm gonna move that tour up,
Yeah,
which is not realistic in real life, but okay.
yeah, exactly.
It's not quite how that works in real life. You can't just be like, oh,
You
I'm
can
Sting.
you can leave early. It just won't start your day, your first dates early, unless you
I think
added
that
dates.
that's just a weird inconsistency of like, okay. I mean, I guess Sting could do that, but like, all right, whatever. But Sting wants his little fresh start, as they say. But they devise their old little plan of, all right, we're gonna go in with the turkey and some coffee. I'll bring up the coffee. Just gonna spoil that for you right now. Which is the weirdest scenario ever. Why would you go up like, let's bring up some coffee and bring up some turkey? Like those two things don't go over together, but whatever.
They're not a good pairing.
And Charles is he's clearly not taking this date over because he decides like, I'm gonna go on with murder. Oliver is like, all right, clearly the date didn't go very well at all. But they're all taking it up to Sting's room. They're like, all right, let's go. We're gonna go to Sting's room. Which I have a big question. How did they even one? How did they even know where Sting lived? That's never really explained in this episode. They just magically know where Sting lives. Apparently, I get the ideology of oh, he's a celebrity. Of course, everybody would know in the building where he lived.
Yeah.
But they don't bother to explain that very well. But just nitpick. We don't like to think over here.
Yeah, like Jan's teleporting.
But they all get into the room and they're like, oh, turkey delivery. And Sting is like, assistant, did I get a turkey delivery? No. And they're like, oh, but we do this. We do this all the time. And then they just they just tell the truth. Oh, this is the first time. Oh, so you lied. Okay. All right. Which in real life, if that was somebody random, they'd have been like, all right, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
This whole conversation, this interrogation is completely unrealistic because one, a celebrity's not going to let somebody that they don't know unarmed, they would totally pat them down. There's no way. This is completely unrealistic. I just want to say that off the bat. This is completely not how this works at all.
Sick his assistant on him, and she was really prepared to do that.
But thankfully, the assistant was like, all right, no, who the hell are you guys? And get the fuck out of here. Get the hell out of here. But Sting is like, all right, he's tipping his hat like Mr. Chang. I'll allow it. Come on in here. So, Sting, why are you gonna leave town, buddy? They're all questioning him separately. They're all tapping in and questioning him. Eventually, Sting he's like, huh. You're that guy from that Only Murders in the Building podcast, aren't you? Oh, I had me? Little me? Oh, really? Well, Oliver just puckers up to that. He's like, really now? Oh, sorry. I was having a rough day. I didn't mean to be so rough with your dog. Sorry about that. I was having a rough day. Which is like, damn. So you're admitting you were having a rough day. So then, what the fuck? Why were you being a shitbag to him? Like, man, I hate my dog. What the hell was going on in your day where you had to be like that? I just have more questions about that now. Like, what the fuck was going on with this thing, man? It's almost as if he's a message in a bottle. They didn't even bother to reference that one, as they're like, they reference so many play songs in this, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. In this segment, I'm like, Jesus, okay. Y'all can stop at the puns. They even repeat a pun. Charles is like, oh, I feel like I'm too close to Sting. Like, come on. You didn't need to repeat that one. But eventually Sting gets the picture. He's like, oh, so y'all think I had something to do with that, didn't you? Yes, that's what we've been asking you, god damn it. Well, I'm not gonna tell you anything. Oh, but I'm just like you, Charles. I'm just like you. No. All right. I'll tell you. I killed him. As he goes through this whole spiel of, I argued with him. I was losing my funds. I told him to go kill himself. Yada, yada, yada. And they instantly jump on that. They're like, oh, so you killed him. Oh, no, I didn't kill him. I just told him to go kill himself.
Yeah, I mean,
Were y'all listening?
Lost me a whole bunch of money. I fired his ass the day before he died.
They're like, shit. Okay, I don't know. Oops, well, fuck. So they just hit a dead end. They're like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, because he was
That's
like,
all.
I told him, he should kill himself, and then it's like, oh, you think he was murdered? Oh, okay.
They're like, no, I didn't kill him.
My guilt is my guilt feel my conscience is clear then because I thought he killed himself.
Immediately, the assistant comes in like, no, he didn't kill nobody. I'm like, damn, okay, well, that's reassurance. All right, see you later. Hit a dead end. All right. But Oliver's like, I'm gonna go for a dip and drink. You want to join me there, Charles, old buddy, old pal? Just like that is the most unconventional way of asking for a dip and drink, but okay. All right, okay, I'll join you. Mabel's like, I'm gonna go for a run. See you later. Just get out of here. But there's one mess I have to embrace. As he goes over and knocks on Jan's door. All right. Looks over there. Looney Tunes are there. All right. Jan, I have to be honest with you. My last relationship lasted for 6 years. We met under false pretenses. Met at a hot spring. I was on vacation. Flip. My sister dragged me out to this vacation. This woman, she thought, oh yes, he's this adventurous acting guy. He's awesome. But in reality, I hate nature. I hate traveling.
I'm a homebody.
But I didn't tell Emma that at all. We finally get the name of the ex, Emma, so that we now learn that Emma thought he was adventurous, that he was all this great stuff. So she moved in with him. Come on in, come on, move in with me. We learned that Charles isn't a scumbag because he's like, oh, she had a daughter named Lucy. We'd finally learn who Lucy is now. She was a 7-year-old daughter of Emma. And wow, that's just an interesting little detail. Wow, okay, that's cool. Charles, he tried to give Lucy a normal life. Oh, I'm going to be a homebody. I'm basically, cook her some omelets. This explains why Charles was making the omelets in the earlier episodes and throwing them away because he was so used to the routine. We now get an explanation for why his fridge was so organized.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I did a routine,
Because it was mentioned that the relationship was like 6 years. I think that was like earlier, one of the early episodes.
Yeah, he like was in a long relationship. He just basically woke up every day, made omelets.
Yes, possibly this girl should be like 13 or 14 years old now.
She's definitely old enough. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, no, she's definitely old enough to like start asking questions like, so where's like the guy that like it was basically my dad? Where the hell is he at?
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I guess Emma wasn't a fan of that. She's like, no, I don't want all that. So Charles is like, oh, let's go on a cruise. There's one thing Charles leaves out again. He likes to leave out things last minute. Oh, it's a family fun cruise. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Damn it. No.
Bury the lead there, like made her believe it was romantic and this and that. It's like, nope, it's for the family. And it's like,
yeah, just leave the kid outside the room. It'll be romantic. All right, come back in. We're done.
it's like, oh my God.
Like, oh no. That's his little red flag. He doesn't like to tell stuff, but he's opening up now. He's like, oh, fucked up the relationship. I didn't tell all the details that needed to be there, but
Mm-hmm.
Lucy, she goes on a little adventure, on an island adventure with her mom, and kind of a shitty thing. She just doesn't come back.
Yeah, it just
I was like, all right, I'm not coming back.
It's like, damn.
Like, oh, and even Jan's like, damn, she left you on the island. Oh no, she went back to Saint, back to that state. I think it's LaCroix, like the drink, I guess. Saint LaCroix. That's how you say it.
Yeah, Saint LaCroix was the island that they were on. They flew out from there.
which was like, I was like, oh, so it is actually pronounced that way. Okay, all right, cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, he just stayed there alone, sulking in his sadness. Except, as we learn now, for Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig, who he paid extra to be there during his anniversary dinner, which is like, god damn, he really had a lot of money, didn't he? To just pay these like characters extra money to just
Mhm.
stay there and share, you know. And Jan is clearly happy about all this though, because like, oh wow, you're opening up. But
And
before he's like, man, this is haunting me, and I'm glad I could get it out. And she's like, oh, I'm glad you could open up. You know, this is great. So like, can I get a second date or what?
can I get your number? Can I have it?
And obviously Jan is like, okay, all right, you're clearly telling me the truth now, so we can do a second date. All right, all right, all right, all right. But all right, you know, we cut to Mabel. You know, she's kind of reading into this shit, like, trying to figure out her little computer, like, what the hell's going on? She sees the Shore Road mystery, and the Hardy Boys like, huh, if that means anything. Like, she does some like serious snooping in here. She's like, all right, let me research that. Let me do that. Okay, our GM. Oh, Gus Mortensen. Okay, all right. Not getting anything if I look up that and Tim Cono. No, all right, no. But Jules. There it is. Which I call bullshit on this because the minute she looks up that and jewelry, it goes to the actual website, which I'm like, that's not quite how that exactly works. Although I think maybe like, oh, I'm feeling lucky, maybe, but you know,
Mhm.
nitpick, whatever. We find out that she's found this jewelry store, Mortensen Jewelry, jewels. Like, oh, okay, all right. So she's gonna go explore that, you know. But Charles, he rushes over to Oliver's, like, ah, I finally did it.
I'm so tired.
I got a second date. All right, let's go to sleep. I'm tired. Like, but you know, you got a second date though, man. Come on, you know. You know, everything's it seems to be going all good. You know, Charles is all tired, but you know, he's happy. He finally got a second date. But Oliver's son Will, he comes in like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing, Dad? Dog's all good." So listen, Dad, why the hell didn't you tell me you were doing that podcast with Mabel? You know, what the hell? I mean, we even learned her last name now. It's Mora, Mabel Mora, which was like, that's a big bomb. We not only did we learn that Will knows who the fuck Mabel is, but knew her fucking last name apparently, which
That was him.
I was like, oof, damn, okay.
Yeah, I was curious how he knew who she
Ye-
was. I was like, how did he know? Like, did he like look up, or does he know like the superintendent? Like, I was just kind of confused there on like how he knew who she was.
Yeah, that is kind of a plot convenience because magically all of a sudden, even though Will has never interacted with her in the show yet, he just suddenly knows her, which was kind of weird to know. Like, huh? So you just listened to the podcast now and figured this out? Okay, that's kind of interesting that you know her from the past. But yes, Charles and them are both shocked. Like, oh no, she's been lying. She knew Tim Kono. Oh no, which is like another big bomb. Like, wait, Will knew who Tim Kono was too. Like, what?
Yeah.
That information could have been a little more helpful earlier on, you know. And but okay, all right. Oh well, you know, this part. It's the end of the episode. You know, I'll let
Yeah.
it slide. They're trying to get information out there. Like, oh, here's a big shocker. Oh
How
no,
much do you know about Mabel Mora?
no, oh no. But as we end, Abel's walking down the street. She's going to the jewelry store. We're gonna assume she's going there. She's like walking down. Who's behind her? Tie-dye guy.
Following her.
Oh yeah, and then we just this is the most weirdly constructed scene is towards the end. Like this woman comes back like, oh, you know, second chances, you know. Yes, this group, you know, these people, these only murderers in the building, This scene was very strange to me because it's like,
Yeah.
it says 1 month later. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Where it was like, yeah, it was a few months later, like after what we just saw, like, that current day. So I was like, huh. So she's doing like a podcast about
Them, I guess.
about them. Yeah, it seems like she's starting a podcast early
I
in the
guess
future.
I guess the implication is that, it's coming full circle because she asked for help, which is like, okay. But oh well, that's just something to think about, I guess. Before we can even think about it, it's like, all right, it's coming this fall. You're not gonna get to know yet. The episode's not even done, and that's the end. I think I covered everything. Here we go. Holy mackerel, that just went with a breeze. We're done here already. Holy mackerel. So is there anything, Henry, that you want to share that you learned this episode that I didn't already say as well before we wrap up
um,
here?
I mean, I think the meta stuff with the podcast, how we were just talking about that, it was like, okay, there's you know, they're doing a podcast about this murderer, but then they murder and then they seek help from this woman who inspired them, and she does a podcast. But then we just saw those scenes where she's like talking into the mic, and you're like, oh, this is in the future, and she's doing a podcast about them. Like, I just thought that was interesting. Of course, even though it was really corny, I did like the puns.
I did like the bassoon one.
Yeah.
You'll be bassoon me sometime. I was like, oh well, that one was okay. I think for me where it got a little too much was the police ones. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could tell that was majorly improvised. Those parts were like getting a little on my nerves. I'm like, okay. The second time around, I'm like, okay, this is getting tired. I don't need to hear this. But yeah, it's a decently wrapped up episode, and maybe we're gonna learn more about Tie Dye Guy next episode.
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
know.
actually see his identity because we don't know. I mean, technically, we don't even know if tie-dye guy is actually a guy.
I don't know.
Tie-dye can be anyone.
Could be Tim's fiance. We don't know. We'll just have to
Could be
see. I
Tim's
don't know.
fiance.
So you'll have to come around here next episode on the only murders in the building with me. I was hoping Seb, but me and Henry we're here. We'll be we'll be here. We'll be
We
here
just
discussing the
we,
show.
we just hope that he comes in. When we find out about tie-dye guy, because it's just like I'm starting to think that he's tie-dye guy.
I don't know. I was about to say I think Seb is tie dye guy. I don't know, man. Something just he's not been here since the first episode. He's been up there investigating for quite some time, man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. He's going to have to do some reporting. We have to put him on our suspect board.
But you can find everything about me over here, steadily medley, the Interstellar podcast over here, all that good stuff, the movie reviews, vlogs coming soon, even, gonna go see Spider-Man, the new one, don't worry, I didn't spoil nothing. Don't worry.
No
Don't
spoilers.
dislike. All right.
There's no spoilers on this podcast about Spider-Man.
Well, at least about Spider-Man. We spoiled
Yeah,
this episode.
yeah,
And Henry, you'll just be here. They
yeah,
can't find you anywhere, right? No.
yeah. I'm in this building here, but there's no murders in this building. Not
No,
not
no,
not in this specific building.
no murders over here. Not on this podcast. We only discuss fictional murders of murdering on this podcast. No,
Yeah.
no actual murdering. So we shall see you next week for our. I think it's one of our shortest, one of the shorter episodes. I think actually, as far as I
Yes.
remember. Next week, come back for only murders discussed on this podcast.